All right, welcome to Media Day. We are joined with St. Thomas head coach Rich McGuire. Coach, before we get into the year that's going to begin in about 4 months, let's look back at last year. Man, that was a heck of a run all the way to that championship game. You gave Prayers a piss ball they could handle. Just talk about how that game was, or not the game, but how the season was for you, and how you felt, where you felt you guys were strong at, and kept persevering throughout that whole season, undefeated until you got to that last game.
Oh, I mean, you think about the offensive weapons we had, with Johan and Dante and Luke and Larry and Blaze, and a good three seniors up front on the offensive line. It was a good group offensively, and defensively we kind of got better as the season went on. By the end of the year, we were pretty good defense. So I mean, a bunch of seniors, that were really buying into what we wanted to do and had bought in for a long time and done a lot of work to get there. And they were excited. Again, you run off 12 wins in a row, it gets everybody kind of excited.
Yeah, it's probably been about 4 or 5 months since that championship game, and I know very emotional ending there, especially for players like Johan, some of the seniors that you were talking about. Have you had a chance in those last couple of months to kind of, you're never going to forget their impact, but look forward to what you're going to have this coming season? And do you think you'll have that kind of dynamic offense where you scored 70 points a couple of times this last year and 60 another time? And I don't even want to bring up the Prestonwood game because you gave the scoreboard keeper carpal tunnel or something like that, the way he's pushing them buttons. But do you have that kind of offense? You feel like you might have that coming back for 2024?
Oh, we graduated so much. It's going to be, first of all, I've been telling everybody that I think as a football coach, you realize you get probably one Johan Cardenas in a career. I got to keep telling myself that running backs don't have to be 6 foot tall, 215 pounds, and run a 4.4. You can get by with smaller running backs or slower running backs, but so, I mean, it's going to be hard to replace all that production. But, offense has rarely been a problem for us at St. Thomas. Over the years, we've had a lot of success moving the football. Now, I don't know that we've ever had to replace as much as we're having to replace coming off last year. But, I feel pretty comfortable we'll be able to move it. Scoring 70 a couple of times, I don't know. That'll be a question mark, but I think we'll be okay. But yeah, it's a lot to replace.
What are we looking like defensively? Because there's a lot of players that were on that first team all district that are coming back. I mean, heck, Cooper was on, I believe, for linebacker and defensive back. That tells me that he's a very versatile player. Maybe talk about some of the defensive players you have coming back.
Yeah, I mean, we've got Cooper. We got John Carr coming back at a linebacker spot. Blake Coogan, DeMarcus Batiste coming back in the secondary. Up front, we graduated quite a bit, but we got Jack Reed coming back. We got Trace Langan coming back. And then, one of the kids, really one of our better defensive linemen, didn't play most of the year, Obina Ume. He was out from about week 2 or 3, and he'll be back as a junior. So I think defensively we bring back quite a few. We need to find 4 or 5 pieces there, as opposed to offensively where we got to find 7 or 8.
You guys, a lot of the teams in TAPS look to their non-district to kind of get them polished up for that long playoff run. What kind of teams are you guys playing in your non-districts, and what do you hope to get out of those games?
So we open with St. John's. That has become a good game for us. It's a good opener, competitive every year, and then we play, I'm blanking, Lake Creek out of Montgomery.
Yeah, the one with the big time running back, right?
Yes, really good 5A program. We play them at home week 2. That'll be a real challenge for our kids, as young as we're going to be. But I wanted to challenge them. And then we play Kincaid. That, again, will be always a tough matchup between us and Kincaid. It's a great rivalry we've kind of built over the last 7 to 10 years. So those are our non-districts.
I guess finally, I mean, you guys got to the mountaintop there and got to face that Parish team. is that a taste that you want to get back? Another you got to get back there. Is that something that where you kind of raised that? I know that was where the bar was, obviously, but to get in that game and to be in that game, uh, how hungry is this team for to get that TAPS championship?
We're hungry. They're hungry. You know, the kids are hungry. They want to get back. You know, it's going to be a tough task. You know, our district has grown. Antonio will be good. Central will be better. Liberty has joined Division One. You know, up in Dallas, they're going to be good. So it'll probably be tougher to get there this year. And given the pieces we got to replace offensively, it's quite a challenge. But that's what the kids want to do. I mean, it's kind of why we lace them up. You know, I mean, it's go out there and try to get to the last game and come off a winner one of these days.
Is there a name before I let you go? Is there a name out there on offense that people don't know about that's now going to have to kind of step in there? I don't like maybe a new quarterback, new running back that people don't really know about that you're like maybe this guy could be the next Dante or the next Johan.
Running back's a question mark. Our quarterback is going to be between Mason Hartwell, who played a couple of games for us last year, and then a senior transfer. His name is Roy Jenkins. He came from Beaumont Westbrook. And then, you know, at the receiver position, we've got Logan Branty coming back. I think there are some kids like Nate Tidwell and Benny Okwara, some names that might come out that people are going, oh, where was that kid? A lot of them were playing JV because they couldn't break into that lineup that we had last year.
Excellent. All right. Well, good luck, Coach. I appreciate you jumping on with me way early in the off season, but that's how we do things here in Texas. You gotta talk about it 24/7. So I appreciate you joining with us, Coach.
You bet. Thanks for it. Appreciate it.